the ultimate African guide to financial freedom, how to break free from the cycle of being broke. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why some people seem to move forward financially, while others, no matter how hard they work, remain stuck in the same cycle of struggle? You see them driving better cars, buying land, starting businesses, traveling, and building wealth. Yet you've been working just as hard, maybe even harder, and you feel like you're rerunning in circles. The truth is, it's not just about hard work. Hard work alone doesn't guarantee wealth. What matters is how you think about money, how you manage it, and how you use it to create more opportunities. In Africa, and especially here in Kenya, the conversation around money is often surrounded by myths, fear, and misinformation. We grow up hearing phrases like, money is the root of all evil, or rich people are corrupt, and over time, those mindsets shape the way we interact with money. If deep down you believe money is bad, you'll unconsciously sabotage your ability to grow wealth. But the reality is that money is simply a tool. Just like fire, it can either cook your food or burn down your house. It depends on how you use it. Now, let's start with something simple. What does financial freedom actually mean? Financial freedom is when your money starts working for you, instead of you constantly working for money. It means your assets, your businesses, or your investments generate enough income to cover your lifestyle, so you don't depend entirely on a paycheck or hustle. And here's the most important part. Financial freedom is not reserved for millionaires or people who come from wealthy families. It's for anyone who is willing to learn the rules of money and apply them consistently, step by step. Let me give you a story. Picture two friends, Brian and Samuel. They both graduate from university and get jobs earning 50,000 shillings a month. Brian decides to live large. He rents a nice apartment, buys new clothes every month, eats out every weekend, and even borrows to upgrade his phone. Samuel, on the other hand, chooses to live modestly. He rents a smaller house, cooks most of his meals, saves a portion of his salary, and invests little by little in a Sacco and treasury bills. Fast forward 10 years. Brian looks rich but is buried in debt, still working to survive. Samuel has grown his investments into millions, owns land, and has a side business. Same income, same opportunities, but different mindsets and different outcomes. This brings us to the foundation of wealth building. Mindset. The way you think about money shapes your financial destiny. Poor people think about survival. Middle-class people think about comfort. Wealthy people think about creating assets. And the good news is, you can shift your mindset at any point in life. You don't need to wait for a big salary. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions. You need to start where you are, right now. Now, let's address a silent killer of financial growth: debt. In Africa, many people are enslaved by bad debt. Mobile loans, Shylocks, credit cards, salary advances, the list is endless. Debt itself is not the problem. The problem is what you use it for. If you borrow to buy a new phone, or to host a flashy birthday party, you are burying yourself deeper in poverty. That's bad debt. But if you borrow to buy a boda that earns you money every day, or to expand a small business, that's good debt. Good debt builds your future. Bad debt steals it. If you want financial freedom, make it your mission to cut out bad debt completely. But avoiding debt is not enough. You must also master the art of saving and investing. Saving is good, but saving alone will never make you wealthy. Why? Because inflation eats away at your money. If you save 100,000 shillings in a bank account, 5 years from now, that money will have less value. That's why the wealthy don't just save, they invest. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you invest 5,000 shillings every month in a money market fund at an average of 9% per year. After 10 years, you'll have close to 900,000 shillings. Now imagine you put the same amount into a small side business or land, and that grows by 15% annually. The difference is massive. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. That's the power of compound interest, the principle that makes the rich richer. And here's something most schools never teach us. Money has rules. If you don't learn the rules, you'll always be at the mercy of those who do. That's why financial literacy is so important. It's not about being an accountant or economist, it's about knowing how to budget, how to invest, how to grow multiple streams of income, and how to protect your wealth. Speaking of multiple streams of income, let me ask you, if your employer fired you today, or if your main hustle collapsed, how long would you survive? For most people, the answer is a few weeks, maybe a few months. That's because they depend on a single source of income. Financial freedom requires diversification. This could mean freelancing online, starting a side hustle like poultry farming, creating digital content, offering services, or even monetizing skills like baking or tutoring. With just the smartphone today, you can earn online through platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Upwork, or Jumia. The opportunities are endless, but you need to position yourself to take advantage of them. Now, let's move into something deeper. Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. You can have the best plans, but without discipline, nothing will work. Most people fail financially not because they don't earn enough, but because they lack control. They want instant gratification. They want to look rich instead of becoming wealthy. But here's the hard truth. Wealth is boring in the beginning. It's saying no to a flashy lifestyle today so you can build a foundation for tomorrow. It's driving an old car while investing in assets. It's living in a modest home while saving for land. It's delaying pleasure today so you can enjoy freedom tomorrow. Think of wealth like planting a tree. When you plant a mango seed, you don't see results immediately. It takes years of watering, protecting, and waiting before you enjoy the fruits. But once the tree matures, it produces fruits season after season without much effort from you. That's how investments work. In the beginning, it feels slow. But with time, your assets grow and start feeding you without much input. Another critical but often ignored topic is protection. Many families in Africa lose everything when the breadwinner dies because there was no insurance, no will, and no plan. Imagine working for 30 years to build a home, buy land, and save some money, only for all of it to vanish in disputes or expenses because you didn't plan. True financial freedom is not just about creating wealth, it's about protecting it. That means getting affordable insurance, writing a simple will, and ensuring your family knows how to access and manage what you leave behind. So let's recap in a simple but powerful way. Financial freedom requires 5 pillars. First is mindset, seeing money as a tool, not just something to spend. Second is debt management, avoiding bad debt and using good debt wisely. Third is investment, making your money grow through consistent planting. Fourth is diversification, building multiple streams of income so you're never fully dependent on one. And fifth is protection, ensuring your wealth outlives you and benefits your family and community. But here's the secret that ties everything together: consistency. It's not about how much you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently over years. Even if you invest only 1,000 shillings a month, the habit matters more than the amount. Because over time, those habits compound and create results far bigger than you can imagine. And the final piece of wisdom I'll leave you with is this: wealth is not about greed or selfishness. True wealth is about creating options for yourself, for your children, and for generations to come. It's about building a life where you are not trapped by bills or debt, but free to pursue your passions, help others, and live with dignity. And yes, it's possible, even here in Africa, even if you're starting small.